Welcome back to the January 12th, 2021 meeting of the Hauppauge Union Free School District Board of Education. We're back from executive session. Number 3 on the agenda is a pledge to the flag. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Number 5 on the agenda, 5C, the adoption of minutes from the business meeting of December 8th, 2020. Do I have a motion? Thank you, Mr. Cerrito. Mr. Fortmeyer with the second. Any discussion? Steve, mute your mic, please. Any discussion? Mr. Barche votes aye. Mr. Cerrito?
Aye.
Steve Swanson, please mute your microphone.
We're calling him now.
Mr. Fortmeyer? Mr. Fortmeyer? Mr. Fortmeyer votes aye. Dr. Kraffer?
Aye.
Dr. Kraffer votes aye. Mr. Kiley?
Aye.
Mr. Kiley votes aye. Mr. Buscarino?
Aye.
Mr. Buscarino votes aye. And Mrs. Weisberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Weisberg votes aye. 7-0 approved. Consent agenda. Are there any matters that members would like to have removed from the consent agenda? I will remove 7.2B1. Any other items?
Yeah, I think it's personnel matters. 7.2 B. Hold on, I have to get to it. Sorry.
It might be the same one that I already removed. B1.
Up right now. All right. Trying to get to it. What I got here? All right, yeah, same one. That's fine. I can't find it. So
That's all right. With that, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda less 7.2B1. Mr. Cerrito with the motion. Mr. Fortmeyer seconds. Any discussion? Mr. Barche votes aye. Mr. Cerrito?
Aye.
Mr. Cerrito votes aye. Mr. Fortmeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Fortmeyer votes aye. Dr. Kraffer?
Aye.
Dr. Kraffer votes aye. Mr. Kiley?
aye.
Mr. Kiley votes aye. Mr. Buscarino?
Aye.
Mr. Buscarino votes aye. Mrs. Weisberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Weisberg votes aye. Consent agenda is approved 7-0. 7.2B1, which was removed by me. I will be abstaining. The motion is made by Mr. Cerrito, seconded by Mr. Fortmeyer. Any discussion? Mr. Barche abstains. Mr. Cerrito?
Aye.
Mr. Cerrito votes aye. Mr. Fortmeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Fortmeyer votes aye. Dr. Kraffer?
Aye.
Dr. Kraffer votes aye. Mr. Kiley?
I'll abstain.
Mr. Kiley abstains. Mr. Buscarino?
Aye.
Buscarino votes aye. Mrs. Weisberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Weisberg votes aye. That is approved. 5-0-0-2. Mr. Barche and Mr. Kiley abstaining. That concludes the consent agenda. 8 on the agenda is policies. 8.1 and 2 are a resolution to remove certain exhibits from certain policies. Joe, can you please explain what these are, why they're being removed?
Sure. We recently adopted a brand new policy, 4526, and these exhibits are no longer needed. These were old exhibits that we no longer use. So we're just asking the board to remove them from our policy manual.
Is it necessary pursuant to our policies for there to be a first reading on a deletion of a policy?
I think we can delete it right now at this meeting without doing a second reading if the board is okay with it.
Certainly, it's unanimous, certainly.
Okay, so very good. We'll take them both together. I'll make the motion. Mr. Cerrito seconds. Any discussion? Mr. Barche votes aye. Mr. Cerrito?
Aye.
Mr. Cerrito votes aye. Mr. Fortmeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Fortmeyer votes aye. Dr. Kraffer?
Aye.
Dr. Kraffer votes aye. Mr. Kiley?
Aye.
Mr. Kiley votes aye. Mr. Buscarino?
Aye.
Mr. Buscarino votes aye. And Mr. Scarito? I already called you, I'm sorry. Mrs. Weisberg?
Weisberg, aye.
Sorry, Stacy. Very good. Both of those motions approved, pass rather, 7-0. Dr. O'Hara, my apologies, I skipped over your superintendent's report. So we'll go back to number 4 on the agenda, superintendent's report. Dr. O'Hara.
Thank you very much. First, to our community, I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year. I know we were all happy to see 2021 arrive, so we're on to better things for all of us, I hope. Regarding our distance learning, the week following the winter recess, I again would like to thank our faculty, our students, our parents, our administrators. Another very, very successful week, and also a decision that I believe in hindsight was very, very prudent. Regarding the coronavirus, to date, we've had 134 cases in our school district. For September, October, November, and December, 56 cases. Since January 4th, 78 cases. So 78 cases in a very short amount of time. The good news is today's letter indicated that we had 4 positive cases in the district. That's the first day in a little over a week that we haven't been in the teens. And medical professionals are beginning to say that it looks like we're reaching the point where we may be getting past the peak from the holiday celebrations. So that's good news. Also related to that, some of our faculty and staff have begun to get vaccinated as part of phase 1A and 1B with the New York State Department of Health's phase-in program. In the letter I sent to the community today notifying all of you of our 4 positive cases, I included a link that any community member can click on. You can check your eligibility for the vaccine. The eligibility requirements continue to evolve. They're changing almost daily for the last couple of days. So if you're interested in the vaccine, I would encourage you to check that link. Appointments to get the vaccine are filling up very, very quickly. So I would encourage people to go to the link. And then on a little piece of good news, not really a little thing, a very big accomplishment. I'd like to congratulate Luca Iolinardi and Aiden Lobenstein, 2 of our students in Hauppauge. They of only 550 students nationwide, Luca and Aiden have been selected to the All National Honor Ensembles by the National Association of Music and Education. Only 15 students of all the musicians on Long Island were selected for this group, and 2 of them right from our very own high school. So that's a testament, obviously, to the effort and the grit of our 2 students, but certainly to the commitment, dedication, and professionalism of our teachers in the Fine and Performing Arts Department. So congratulations to everybody. And one last piece from my update. It was in the Personnel Action Report, but I would like to congratulate Ms. Rush, June Rush, on her retirement. She is a school monitor in our middle school who's retiring and began working in the district, if I have my years correct, in 1974. So it's been many decades of service. We wish her health and happiness in her retirement.
Thank you, Dr. O'Hara.
Shay?
Number 9 on the agenda are committee reports. Before we get to the individual reports, pursuant to the board policies which allow me to do so, I am seating an ad hoc committee. The title of that committee will be the Whippoorwill Committee. It will be chaired by Mr. Scarito, and the members are Mrs. Weisberg, Mr. Fortmeyer, and Mrs. Pirro. Mr. Buscarino is an alternate. The purpose of that committee is to vet and interview potential purchasers of the Whippoorwill property and report back to the board thereafter. Lori, if you need me to repeat that, just I'll shoot you an email later. Just let me know if you didn't get it all. Okay. Audit committee, Mr. Kiley. You're muted, Jim.
Yep, sorry, hold on. Let me just get to my.
It's all right. I'll come back to you. Board policy.
I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
I got it.
Go ahead.
I got it.
All right, go ahead.
Order
Mr. Kelly.
We last met on December 10th to review the draft risk assessment by the internal auditors, Cullen and Danowski LLP for the 2021 school year. Our next meeting will be in the spring to review the follow-up draft report of the agreed upon procedures in the areas of special education and asset accounting.
Thank you. Board Policy Committee, Mr. Scarito.
We have a meeting scheduled for February 9th.
Mr. Tasman, are there any policies that are on the agenda for that meeting? You're muted. You muted yourself.
We're reviewing our policies right now, Mr. Barchet, and we'll have, if we have any, they'll be on the agenda for the 9th.
Okay, very good. Islip Town School Board Association Representative Committee, Mr. Fortmeyer.
Yes, we have not had a meeting this year, and given COVID restrictions, I find it unlikely that we will, given the nature of the meetings. So we'll continue to check status on that, but nothing planned at the moment.
Okay. District Steering Committee, Mr. O'Hara, Dr. O'Hara, sorry.
That's okay. We met virtually last week, and the committee met virtually last week, where they got a report from each building's site-based team. And I don't have the date of the next meeting, but it's several months away. Forgive me, I don't have the date.
Okay. Dr. Crafa, HIV/AIDS Committee.
We met on December 8th and had our yearly meeting to satisfy the state requirement. And we will have another meeting this spring.
Number 6, the Code of Conduct Committee.
I'm sorry, Mr. Barchet. We are scheduled to meet in May. No date has been set as of yet.
Safety Committee, Mr. Buscarino.
We last met December 2nd, and our next meeting is scheduled for February 3rd.
Facilities Committee, Dr. Crafa.
We last met on December 8th to discuss the status and timeline of our current capital projects. With the pandemic, the district had put all capital projects on hold. The committee has recommended moving forward on the plans for the summer 2021 capital work, which includes the replacement of the Pines roof, phase 2 of the restroom reconstruction in the middle school and high school, and bond projects to include elementary school playgrounds and a STEM lab at the high school. Our next meeting is on January 26th.
Ms. Pirro, do you have any further information about the Pines roof? I know we were looking at some alternative applications there.
We are. We're still looking at the alternative. As of right now, we're waiting on SED over the holidays. It didn't give us any new information with regard to state aid on the new way we plan to perhaps remediate the roof. But we're going to go to bid for a regular roof replacement with an alternate of this alternate solution. So we have the pricing and all the comparatives that we'll need at that time.
Okay. Anything further from the facilities, Dr. Crafa?
No, sir, we're done.
Very good. Curriculum and instruction and technology, Fortmeyer.
Yes, 2 meetings to report on. We had a STEAM meeting in December. In particular, the focus was on coding and ensuring consistency of background for students coming from the 3 elementary schools into the middle school. We have a full committee meeting on Thursday, the 14th. That's this week.
Dr. Murphy, is that committee working at all with you on the STEM lab? Is that appropriate? Has that been discussed?
Some of the same individuals are on both tasks. So yes, we work together in that respect.
Great, thank you. And finally, long-term planning committee, Mr. Barchet, that's me. That committee has formed a subcommittee of the ad hoc committee, the Whippoorwill committee. That's going to be, again, reviewing the multiple offers that we've received on Whippoorwill and reporting back to the board as a whole. So we will meet thereafter. Number 10, discussion matters. There are none. Number 11, new business. Do any board members have new business? Does administration have any new business?
No, thank you.
Number 12, questions and comments from the community. Dr. Murphy, are there any questions and comments that have been submitted electronically?
The first question is from Mr. Abruzzo. What is the progress on selling Whippoorwill?
I'll take that one. The progress is good. We've received multiple offers for the property, and the Whippoorwill committee will be reviewing those offers, interviewing the offerors, and reporting back to the board as a whole. Hopefully, we'll have more information on that by our next meeting, but if not then, certainly our February meeting. But the process is moving along, and there's been substantial interest in the project, in the property. Any further questions, Dr. Murphy?
Yeah, also from Mr. Abruzzo, what are we doing with obsolete computer items? Asking if we can get money for them or donate them? I'll answer that. We have to, there's really no value to old gear that we discard. We partner with a company that sanitizes our equipment along with the Department of Defense standards and NIST standards. It's a very, very specific process to make sure we're compliant. And then they provide us a forensic audit that proves that it was destroyed properly. So we do not pay for that, which is the relationship with that company. And then the last question, also from Mr. Abruzzo, is asking how we restructured the architect's pay for projects if we did.
Mrs. Pirro?
Yes, the last architect that, I believe the question might be coming because we had the architect's contract on the agenda this evening, the new architects who are BBS. We received a flat rate, however, with them for the bond projects that were awarded. So originally, the new proposers had put in a tiered system of, smaller projects had awarded a higher percentage of rate, and the larger, were less. However, we awarded this all together, so it's a flat rate.
Okay. And that contract is up on the web?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That's the last question, Dave.
Hang on, Mr. Abruzzo, hopefully that answered your question. If not, feel free to email Jackie a follow-up. Go ahead, Don.
I was just saying that was the last question.
Okay, very good. Anything further from the board or administration before we adjourn? With that, I'll take the motion from Mr. Scarito, Mr. Fortmeyer seconds to adjourn to our next meeting on January 26th, 2020. There is no executive session tonight. Any discussion on the motion? Mr. Barshay votes aye. Mr. Scarito?
Aye.
Mr. Scarito votes aye. Mr. Fortmeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Fortmeyer votes aye. Dr. Crappa?
Aye.
Dr. Crappa votes aye. Mr. Kiley?
Aye.
Mr. Kiley votes aye. Mr. Buscarino?
Aye.
Mr. Buscarino votes aye. And Mrs. Weisberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Weisberg votes aye. 7-0. We are adjourned until January 26th. Be safe, everybody. Good night.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.